I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of the messages. I put some booklets on the table that you could go through some of it. If you need any more assistance, you can call me and I'll be willing to sit down one-on-one and talk to you all. We'll be leaving for Guyana on the 10th of May. There's a trade convention there. We'll be meeting with different manufacturers and leaders of Guyana to be more informed, so we can be more informed when we speak to you, especially with the legal aspects, and also the relationship between commerce or trade between Guyana and especially Texas. So those are some of the things that we'll be getting all this information about and be able to share it with you. At this time, I would like to introduce my colleague, Mr. Wesley Curtin.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. It was really Mr. Mohammed's responsibility to do this, but since he passed it on to me, I'll just go through it very quickly before I actually get into my presentation. Basically, the Guyanese American Chamber of Commerce has been established to bring together the Guyanese American business communities across the United States so that we could better protect and advance our interests as Guyanese American business people here, and at the same time develop more meaningful commercial relations with the business community, the private sector back in Guyana. And out of that relationship, we hope would emerge mutually beneficial business arrangements that would provide for the export of more Guyanese products here. For those of you who are in business here supplying goods and services, that we would be able to supply your goods and services to Guyana, those goods and services that are needed. And among us here in the diaspora, that our business communities work more closely together, like I said earlier, to protect and advance our interests here in the United States. And for those of you who have been following the some of the political statements and so on that have been made about immigrants and so on recently, I think it is even more important that as Guyanese we come together, band together, and for those of you who are politicians or who follow politics closely, you know that for politicians, it is numbers that matter, votes that matter. I think it's Margaret Thatcher who once said, it's votes stupid that matter. So in that context, it is good that our business community could come together, work together, and actually not only as Guyanese, but even working with our CARICOM brothers and sisters, the Jamaicans, the Antiguans, whoever else, the Haitians, that we kind of bind together and work together. I like to say that our unity in CARICOM does not preclude a plurality of outlook. It presupposes it. And so there's nothing to prevent us working with our brothers and sisters in CARICOM and other people of like-minded views and aspirations, so that we might achieve our objectives for a better quality of life for all of us. Very quickly, I'm trying to get our mission and objectives up, but I think It's here, but I don't see it on this on the thing. It's not on the screen. I apologize. Okay, I think what I'll do is try to ad-lib it. I prefer to be quite accurate about it. Our vision is to be the preferred Guyanese American business organization for the protection and promotion of the interests of Guyanese American owned enterprises in the diaspora, those in Guyana, and those with interests both in and those that serve Guyanese both in Guyana and in the diaspora. Our mission is one that is committed to enhancing the competitiveness and profitability of our members through the following: generation of new business and market access, influencing favorable policies and legislation, sharing of pertinent information on a timely basis, facilitating among our members opportunities for the expansion of business and the transfer of knowledge, contributing to sustainable development, and assisting our members with the resolution of legitimate business concerns and problems. We have various categories of membership. The big companies, small companies, students, and I will really try to get this up a little later so that we can have you see and probably make some mental notes if you so desire. Now, if I can get into what is really my responsibility this afternoon, and that is to deliver some remarks. I'm going to ask that you bear with me. I was expecting that this would work. Oh, there it is. It keeps okay. So very quickly, I can go over. The vision is to be the preferred Guyanese American business organization for the protection and promotion of the interests of Guyanese American owned enterprises in the diaspora, those in Guyana with interests and ties to the United States of America, as well as US companies doing business with Guyana and Guyanese in the diaspora. Our mission, the Guyanese American Chamber of Commerce, is committed to enhancing the competitiveness and profitability of its members through the following: generation of new business and market access, influencing favorable policies and legislation, sharing of pertinent information on a timely basis, facilitating networking among our membership, the transfer of knowledge, contributing to sustainable development, and assisting our members with the resolution of legitimate business concerns and problems. Now, why you should join the Chamber? Chambers of Commerce are essential to the sustained growth and viability of any business enterprise. Your Chamber facilitates introductions to networking. It is a channel for reaching new potential partners and customers. Your Chamber helps you keep abreast of new developments that can impact your business through research and the timely sharing of information. Think of the Chamber as a one-stop shopping for contacts, commerce, and community. There is simply no other organization that brings together the leaders and shapers in business, politics, education, the arts, and any of the other myriad dimensions that make a business community successful. The Guyanese American Chamber of Commerce, Inc. is a binational entity whose programs are designed to promote the interests of the community of Guyanese-owned businesses, as well as those enterprises that maintain links to Guyana and Guyanese. Therefore, the GACC Inc. is your best bet for building a better business and your partner in better integrating your company into the global business community. Membership: any professional association, firm, corporation, partnership, trust, or student having an interest in the mission of this organization shall be eligible to apply for membership. Among the benefits of membership are advocacy on behalf of your company, no matter how small or big an entity. Educating our members so that you are current on the rules and regulations that govern your operations. Networking events to provide opportunities for expanded customer base and business partnerships. Promotion of your brand internationally. Service to you as a research hub. Annual membership rates. Students, $100. Individuals, professionals, $150. Small business, $300. And corporate founding members, $500. Introductory rates. These are some introductory rates. I must say to you that the whole movement towards strengthening the Caribbean presence in the United States is being encouraged and promoted. It was one of the aspirations that have been advanced by the CARICOM heads of government. The United States government, particularly through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has also taken a decision that it will work more closely with the diasporas from all around the world, including the Caribbean diaspora, and through a program entitled, an organization entitled Outreach Aid to the Americas, and within Outreach Aid to the Americas is a CARICOM component, and I happen to be the director responsible for the CARICOM program. What we are doing is establishing chambers of commerce for specific countries and encouraging them to work in specific countries in the Caribbean, within CARICOM, encouraging them to work together. And Mr. Omar mentioned earlier the trade mission to Guyana. That trade mission will go to Guyana. It's a joint effort of Outreach Aid to the Americas and the Guyanese American Chamber of Commerce. And right now we have about 26 companies and 3 chambers going to Guyana from the 10th to the 14th of May. The majority of the companies are looking for investment opportunities. There's some of the companies looking to supply Guyana with stuff, with goods and services, but most of them are looking for investment opportunities, particularly in agriculture and agribusiness, information technology. Quite a few are interested in electronic assembly, and the tourism and hospitality industry. Now, why these US companies particularly interested in Guyana? It is that because of the trade arrangements and agreements that we have with several countries around the world that offer preferential treatment for goods and services originating in Guyana. A lot of these companies are looking to manufacture or assemble in Guyana to be able to take advantage of these preferential arrangements and enter into international markets. As you know, Guyana, with the rest of CARICOM, is a beneficiary under the Caribbean Basin Initiative, CBI, which also known as the Caribbean Basin Recovery Act, which provides for duty-free entry into the United States of a whole host of products that are produced in Guyana. A similar arrangement with Canada on the CARICOM that allows for duty-free entry of products from Guyana into Canada. We have what are called partial scope agreements with some significant countries that represent good markets, particularly our neighbor, Brazil. We have a partial scope agreement with Brazil that allows for the entry of products from Guyana into Brazil under preferential treatment, in most cases free of customs duties and any taxes. Of course, you know, as part of CARICOM again and CARIFORUM, we have an arrangement, an agreement with the European Union that similarly provides for access into the European countries of the European Union. So when companies, why companies are looking at Guyana is that, and other CARICOM countries, but in this case Guyana, is because not only do we provide, or does the country provide an enabling environment for the conduct of business, but beyond that, there are a number of agreements in place that provide for the export of products on concessionary terms to some fairly large markets, and that in itself is an attraction. If I can now, so that's the chamber in a nutshell. Just one second. Okay. Next slide. Well, first I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to attend this afternoon's opening of the office here. I know this has been a difficult week for the people of Houston due to flooding, and I take this opportunity to extend on behalf of the Guyanese American Chamber and on my own behalf sincere sympathy to the relatives of those who unfortunately lost their lives as a result of this flooding. I would also like to extend the Chamber's concern about the losses which the business community might have suffered as a result of the bad weather, and hope that there would be scope for recouping some of those losses. Situations such as this clearly point out why the private sector globally must understand and appreciate the impact of climate change. Climate change and its negative impact brought about through unseasonably heavy rainfall, hurricanes, floods, etc., must be a focus of any serious business entity. It is critical that every business has a disaster preparedness and recovery plan that includes the backup of and storage of data and lost income insurance, among other things. This is one of the many areas in which you will receive assistance when you become a member of the Guyanese American Chamber of Commerce. The Guyanese American Chamber of Commerce, Inc. is a binational chamber open to companies in Guyana and the United States. Trade, investment, and remittances between the United States and Guyana amount to hundreds of millions of US dollars each year. It might be touching almost $1 billion in the last year. That notwithstanding, there is great scope for increasing trade, especially the export of Guyanese products, including fresh and processed food.